doing this with other kind of package for the chip. Yeah. So that's it.
Wesly,
Yeah.
can I ask another question here? Another question
Please.
just coming. How universal is the BoardMaster system from ABI? As in, can it be used to test any type of PCB? How about more modern PCBs? You're showing us some legacy designs. Can you tell us a bit more about perhaps more modern designs as well? Is the system good for testing those PCBs as well?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because if you have the ABI system, like me, and the only thing you need to think about is how to connect from the system to the PCB. Of course, you can have the accessory, you can have the hook, you can have the probing everywhere, and you can have the testing connector from here. As long as you have the cable from the system to the PCB, and the signal will be correct from here. Okay, so it's no one can stop you to scan all of the signal and save it. Okay, so if you have the professional, I can say that professional connecting and connect very well, and you will get a good result as well. So no matter what kind of PCB that you got, as long as it is PCB, and you can find a solution to test it. Okay, because they need to have connected. They need to have connected to outside, so you can test it from the connected. And remember, you need to understand the manufacturer which designed this PCB. That R&D engineer, they need to think about how to repair this PCB in their own company. But in the same time, they don't want to waste this PCB. They want to take this failed PCB and go back to their repair department, their own repair department, to fix that. So it had to be easy or easy to replace the component. Okay, so for the design engineer, they will not decide a very difficult way to testing. You can see they have some tips in here for testing. They have some tips in here for testing for channel. Of course, you don't know what that means, but you have a lot of available, and you can use our system to compare. That's why I recommend to you. Okay.
And I think it's important to mention as well, there are 25 different tests available with the BoardMaster, so I'm sure there will be something that will be a suitable, specific test that will be the most suitable test for that particular design, that particular application. You were just mentioning test points, for instance. So through the test point, there's a lot of data that can be acquired, and you don't need to be an expert on that PCB. If you know how our system works and the level of information that the system can acquire, well, you can acquire that from a good board and then eventually compare, or use different channels within the same PCB to do the comparison as well. Is that right, Wesly?
Yes, and also talk about our BoardMaster functionality, and you mentioned about the 25 different kind of function in there. For me, as an engineer, as a user, I'm more like I would like to say this: you need to open your mind and have some creativity, because if you have this multimeter, you cannot use this to do a lot of the testing. You just use that to the current and voltage and the impedance. Maybe have some diode, some function in there. I don't know. But however, for our solution, for our BoardMaster, 25 is a minimum. Okay, you can combine 2, 3, or 5 or 4 different kind of functions and create your own testing for your own special case.